How's it going, brother?
Oh, welcome in.
Appreciate you guys staying a little later.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta do a quick circle real quick, just real quick. What can you do for something like this, man?
The Holy Grail is a relic of religious and cultural significance. It is an item that is a core component of storytelling. From Arthurian legend to pop cultural references, the Holy Grail is a symbol that is meant to add weight to whatever the hero may be seeking in the story. It is elusive and wrapped in stories that may be true, exaggerated, or outright false. Saying that you're seeking a grail suggests that it is not merely a special item, it is the item. For collectors, the Holy Grail is not merely historical legend. It is a regular part of the collecting journey, lending weight and justification to their pursuits, no matter the costs. For baseball card collectors, it might be the Honus Wagner rookie card. For vinyl record collectors, it's a notorious Beatles record. But for Nintendo collectors, it's arguably the game Stadium Events. The game has many stories about its release, recall, and rebranding. Some have been lucky to find an original cartridge. Even less have found copies of it with the original box and manual. But sealed, brand new, never opened? That's something that just doesn't happen.
My name is Ryan Strubble. I own Fire Nice Games in Rocklin, California. Fire Nice Games is a 7,000 square foot retro haven for a lot of people. Some examples of the inventory have one of the core pieces like a graded Black Lotus, the card to get for Magic the Gathering. We have graded Earthbound. You won't see 1 Chrono Trigger, you'll see 10 Chrono Triggers, 3 or 4 Sculptor's Cuts. Like we have all the grails that people are looking for in their collections, and we have multiples of them. So Stadium Events in general, what is Stadium Events? It's a very, very rare game now. The reason why it's rare because it was recalled and destroyed most copies. Bandai introduced the Family Fun Fitness series, which also introduced the Family Fun Fitness mat. So the reason why this game got recalled is Nintendo seen a lot of potential in the Family Fun Fitness mat. After Nintendo bought the rights to the Family Fun Fitness mat, they changed it to the Power Pad and the title to World Class Track Meet. A lot of people may have played Stadium Events without even knowing it because it got rebranded to World Class Track Meet. I got good news for you. If you want to save a couple of bucks, you go find a Power Pad and a World Class Track Meet at any of your retro stores for roughly 20-25 bucks. So as far as gameplay itself, it's okay. I know it's an Olympic game. I know they do the hurdles. It was created as a fitness thing. It was the Olympics with the 100-meter dash, the long jump, and triple jump. And a lot of people back in the day would take this Power Pad, and I remember cheating on it. You would just like be pounding on it and jumping and doing the hurdles and stuff like that. It was a really fun idea. I know on the WATA pop reports, last time I checked, WATA had 32 loose copies, I think 7 CIBs and 2 sealed. VGA, it's believed to be anywhere from between 5 to 7 sealed copies in the world. We know for sure at least one of them was crossed to VGA and WATA, so that looks like 2 when there's only 1. People talk about grails all the time. It's one of the holy grails out there, but it's all from the story, and now it's part of my story. I'm about the third of the way in. I keep calling a couple of my friends. I keep saying I'm not going to tell anyone, but I keep telling a couple of people because I can't hide my excitement, dude. Tomorrow's my birthday. It's going to be the best birthday gift ever. About 9 hours of driving. I'm about 2 hours out. I'm sorry. Well, you just asked. It just feels good. Just woke up. I'm still exhausted and tired from the drive last night. I got about another 2 to 3 hour drive. That will be cut from the video because I don't know how to talk. There's rumors everywhere, there's stories everywhere when you go on the internet, so everyone has their own little story, but it's believed that 2,000 copies about were manufactured. Of those 2,000 copies, 200 of them were sent to the northeastern part of the United States in like Woolworths. It was out for not too long before it was recalled. Once Nintendo owned the rights to Family Fun games, they recalled all Stadium Events, and of those 200 copies, only a handful are believed to be sold. A lot of people are going for complete sets, or a lot of people have tried that journey, and it's the last game to find for a lot of these collections to be complete. It's a holy grail that people just can't locate. 14 years ago, there was one lady found it in a thrift store, a sealed one, and it broke the eBay record of $41,000. If you're able to find a loose cartridge now, which is not easy to do, they're roughly $20,000. If it's graded like a 6.0, up to like $30,000 to $35,000. I've seen 6 and 6.5s go for like $20,000, upwards to $35,000 for like a 9.4. There was a point where I thought it would be impossible to find it, but believe it or not, in a 7-8 month period a couple years back, I located 4 of them. I owned 4 loose Stadium Events at one time. I had the two highest graded carts at the time was 9.4s, which eventually I sold to start my store. I did start having some regret when I didn't have a copy for myself. I went to New York for one, I went to Arizona for one, I went down to LA for one, and the biggest one I just got was Washington. You guys are about to see history. I'm starting to get a little emotional as I talk too, thinking about it.
For Nintendo collectors like Ryan, finding a copy of Stadium Events is not merely about the monetary value. The value of the game comes from how it connects to his story. Like many other collectors, the game is a symbol of something far more significant. It's what motivates the pursuit.
It's weird how it works. Once you start obtaining grails, it seems like people contact you because they know you pay for these kind of things. The sealed game market started going up and stuff like that, so I wanted certain titles from my childhood in high grade, so I sold a couple of these copies for profit, and it worked out well because some of the sealed games I sold ended up paying for me to start my store. Have I ever come across a box copy or a sealed copy? Not until now.
While the most hardcore Nintendo collector knows a sealed copy or two of Stadium Events might exist, it's so unheard of that seeing one in person would be quite the shock. It's with this in mind that Ryan thought it would be fun to surprise a few of his friends' retro game stores with his copy to get their reactions to it.
And it's a beautiful store. Hey, I wonder if you guys take in graded games?
I definitely would love to take a look at it.
Yeah, man, take a look.
Stadium Events.
Pretty rare piece, but maybe you could check on the computer, do some research on value, and see what you guys could do for us.
I mean, the very first one that popped up that I just found is a similar water graded.
Yeah.
7.5, going for like $3,000.
Oh, is that a PAL version or?
It looks like it is a PAL version.
Oh yeah, this is a North American.
Oh wow, that's a significant difference than the PAL version.
Yeah.
Price starting has it at pretty much rounding up to near 160,000.
So, how do you find a sealed copy of Stadium Events?
Funny thing about this is I didn't find this copy, it found me. So we just left Hidden Gem Video Games. Beautiful store.
Hold on, go inside, go inside.
Oh, beautiful. This place is beautiful too. How you doing?
Guys, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Real
man?
good. I always tell people about relationships and networking and stuff like that, and a good friend of mine, Brandon, calls me. We brought a game in and we want to see what kind of trade value we can get for it.
Wow.
So we want to
Holy smoke. This is a heck of a repro, man.
My friend's looking for a manual. Can you help me locate a manual? And I'm like, dude, I wish I had a manual. I was like, one of my biggest regrets is selling all 4 of these games. I wish I would have kept one for my personal collection. He got me, guys. He got me.
Ever seen.
It's hard to let go of a 9.4 and then get just another random cart. So I wanted a CIB. I wanted to feel like I upgraded.
I want to say loose Stadium Events are going for.
You should have him look it up on Price Chart and get.
Yeah, look it up, Sean.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I'm accurate. Right, loose Stadium Events is going for 16,000, maybe.
And he's like, oh my God, Ryan, I can't believe I haven't told you about this. It's been 2 months. This game's been available and no one really knows about it but 2 other people. But they're not offering what the guy wants for it. And if you make him a strong offer, there's a possibility that you can own a sealed Stadium Events.
Is that about
on the
right
low
for
end,
a loose?
16 to 25.
It is a boxed copy going for like 20. No, like 35-ish maybe.
I would say that's probably on the low end. It was July 1st. My birthday's July 2nd. And I was like, oh my God, this would be the greatest gift for myself. How can I make this happen? So like
40.
the last one was like 44. That was
44.
on Whatnot on the.
Okay, so I'm somewhat close. So sealed, I usually always go double the value, but this has a little bit higher provenance. Well, not provenance. Yeah, provenance too.
Basically, it was like, Brandon, please, man, let's get this guy on the phone, talk to him.
$99,999.
Okay.
Price charting says $159,193.
Dang, all right, so it's low.
Let's make an offer right now. And so I made him a really big offer. I'm not a guy that likes to lowball people or try to get the best deal I possibly can. I want these people to be able to come back to me and be like, yo, they felt good about the deal as well. Because this guy obviously had this in his collection for a lot of years. And at that point, people know what things are worth too. And I don't want to be that guy. So I made him the biggest offer I can make him. The guy who was in charge of destroying all the games came from him.
What do you mean?
Like any other mythical grail, many stories surround the fate of Stadium Events, several of which have become part of the legend. But how many of those stories are actually true? For example, based on similar fables, a crew went out to a landfill in Alamogordo, New Mexico on April 26, 2014 to dig up what was thought to be thousands of copies of the game E.T. for the Atari 2600. Eager fans, historians, and enthusiasts found themselves here due to the stories surrounding the game's destruction. As a result, the crew unearthed 1,300 copies of the game. Might there be a similar desert landfill with copies of stadium events? Or did something else happen? Ryan is about to find out, straight from the source.
What was your position over at Nintendo?
I finished my career there as facility supervisor. Out of the 3 that I had, this has the hang tag on the package. So this was on a peg
Okay.
in a store.
Okay. Nice.
Because they were all recalled. When
Yeah.
when Nintendo bought the rights to this game,
Yeah.
they recalled everything.
Yes.
So the other 2 that I had prior did not have that hang tag.
Awesome. So you were directly involved in seeing these get destroyed.
Yeah, that was early in my career, so that would have been in 1991. I started there in 90, early stage of 91. I don't know the exact month, but
Yeah.
myself and my boss were tasked with destroying these pallets of games. I mean, we were asked to do it, and it was like, okay, all right. We didn't know what they were or what it was. We just knew that they wanted them destroyed. And that's what we did.
Do you have memories back when you're destroying them? Can you vividly like see like all these stadium events going into the what do you call that thing that destroyed them?
It's an auger. Just to correct you a little bit, I wasn't the one in charge, but I was there doing it. Trash auger, essentially you have a 40-yard container. It can be any size, but we just happen to have a 40-yard container that hooks up to this machine that once you're inside the building, you open up the door and you throw the trash in there, shut the door, turn it on, and it's like a screw, just takes and just pushes everything through the bottom hole, just kind of compacts it and squeezes it, pretty much destroys things as it's going through there.
So this is kind of like E.T. almost, like in a way, right? Like
I would liken it to E.T. because all those games would have ended up in the landfill. The reason why these games were destroyed was that Nintendo bought the rights from Bandai, recalled all the games because Bandai had been out the retail. There's only like 200 copies that were sold. You know, out of those 200 copies, obviously most of them were open.
yeah.
The rest of them were recalled. Nintendo brought them back to the Redmond facility, and it was rebranded under Nintendo's name brand. This is what that game was supposed to be. Well, Nintendo wanted that to go with their Power Pad. That's why all those games were destroyed, because realistically it doesn't have Nintendo's name on it other than the Nintendo seal on the back.
Crazy. And how many pallets you said there were about?
Thinking back, and that's quite a ways back now, but it was probably at least 8 pallets that were 4 feet high. And at the time I asked, I go, hey, do you mind if I keep a couple of these? And you know, I don't care, go ahead.
Ho! No way. Is that real?
It's real. It's
I
yes.
think it was probably about 2009 or 2008, 2009 when a story hit about a game that was sold on eBay, and I think at the time it was like $40,000. And it was the game system and some games. Well, I guess what the person wanted was just that game, and it happened to be the Stadium Events game.
Yeah.
So when that story hit, it was a buzz at Nintendo. And our shop was on the first floor, and I walked up to the second floor and went to my wife's desk, and I go, you heard about the story about the video game, right? She goes, oh yeah, everybody's talking about it. And I go, I'm pretty sure I have that game at home. She kind of laughed it off, like I'm going to remember what game I have in the box. And
Yeah.
I go, but I'm pretty sure I have it. And so that night when we came home, went out to our garage and found my video game collection and started going through it, and there, lo and behold, pulled out 1, 2, 3
So crazy.
stadium events that were sealed,
Yeah.
never been opened. Blew my mind because everything I collected is like, I know I've hit a home run. Couldn't sell anything as an employee and make money off of a Nintendo product.
Yeah.
So I ended up leaving Nintendo in 2011, maybe 2012. So, yeah, 22 years. 2012 is when I left Nintendo. So I always knew I had these games, and I knew they had some value. So it wasn't until about 2014 where now I was unemployed, and I decided, well, let's pull the trigger and let's sell one on eBay.
A grail is a symbol of something far greater than the sum of its parts. To many, an old Nintendo game is a cardboard box with a paper manual and a plastic cartridge shell that might evoke a nostalgic feeling. But to Ryan, it goes beyond the elements to represent something much deeper.
I come from nothing. I was in foster care. I'm not financially backed by anybody. I've been grinding my whole life, creating relationships, flipping stuff to buy stuff for my own collection. And I would never in a million years think back to why I even started playing video games. It helped me escape my reality like a lot of people. I remember my dad coming up from Dayton, Ohio on Christmas. At the time, I've only seen him 2 or 3 times in my life, and he had a very special gift for me, and I opened it up, and that was a Nintendo. I remember going absolutely bananas over it. It had this, and I believe Turtles was the game. I just remember going to my grandpa's spare bedroom. We unboxed that thing, and my Uncle Dan and my father started playing it. And I'm like, wait, I thought this was a gift for me. And they're just playing it. And I'm like, this is my thing, can I play? And I just remember them going to level 1, 2, and my dad accidentally jumps up on top and he like does the warp, and we're all just flipping out, like, what the hell just happened? Those memories like are some of my fondest memories. From that day on, like I breathed what lived, dream, breathed Nintendo. I was one of those fanboys that really couldn't get off it. I used to get in trouble for sitting on it for hours upon hours. No matter what was going on outside in the world, like you're immersed in this adventure. I don't know, when you bring it back to a childhood, we all have our own traumas in life and stuff like that, and video games was kind of like my escape. And to think about the young boy who got that Nintendo one Christmas to now owning one of the craziest grails in Nintendo history with the craziest story in Nintendo history, to me it's honestly priceless. I don't know if this will be a piece I'll ever be able to let go. I don't have children. Me and my wife can't have kids, so I can't pass it down to anybody. Yeah, it's just a very, very, very special piece. Birthdays, Christmas, and Mother's Day are kind of a harder day for me on those days, and like this was the ultimate birthday present, the ultimate gift.
Well, Ryan, here you go. This is the opening, the grand opening of the Stadium Events game that you just acquired.
Yeah, huge day for me. This is the greatest birthday ever. Yes, this is absolutely Grail, but it's the stories I just shared with you. It's the stories I just shared with your wife. You guys falling in love at Nintendo, being together 25 years. Like, this is what it's about. Like, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Getting a little emotional, but thank you for letting me have something like this. It's gonna last. This ain't going nowhere. And the biggest thing I was saying before is like, I can't wait to share it with my community.
Sweet. So this is a gift to me. Thank you so much, man. I love you, Ryan. You're such a good
He's one of the best ones in the business, man. I can't wait to share this with my store. I can't wait to share this with game shows. I can't wait to share this with all my friends that are helping me with this, and thank you so much.
I think I'd be able to make an offer for you, but do you mind if I reach out to my boss first?
Yeah, please do.
Sorry, I can't make it.
Yeah.
I'm not in the store today. You caught me on my day off, so unfortunately I'm not there to see the special item that you brought in. My staff there actually showed me a glimpse of what you brought in, and that is absolutely wild. Do you have security with you?
Yeah, no security. I got Mort. He's my security for the day. Yeah, it's just a super special piece in history, and I'm very, 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 very fortunate to own it. Oh my God. A sealed graded stadium events.
That is crazy. So that is a sealed stadium event.
Correct.
Thank you.
Well, we got an offer from another store on a value amount.
Probably do like $100.
Yeah.
Store credit though.
That is unreal, and it's 80% near mint rated by PGA.
Yep. Yes, sir.
What would you offer right now, Chris?
I want to see what kind of trade we could do for this.
Man.
Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me put some thought behind this, because this is like the ultimate holy grail.
I mean, it would have to probably be a solid $100,000 for it. It would have to be a 6-figure number.
I don't have really much to offer, but gosh, maybe.
So you got a good deal on it.
I did get a good deal.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So what I want you to do is take out your copy of the store keys and just give it to Ryan.
Funky offered his whole shop.
Wow, I'd love to take your offer, man. This shop is absolutely beautiful. The 8-hour difference is kind of hard for me to get down here, but we might have to come up with something in the future, man.
Just go around trading for shots. That's pretty good.
All right, thank you so much, Ryan.
Have a good day. This story that people is going to come together, the pictures that people are going to take with this game, and the history, that's the best part. This stuff is materialistic. We all move on eventually, and it's the stories that stick around. This is definitely the holy grail of my collection, and it's crazy to think that one of the craziest pieces in my collection is not from fun factor, it's not from like how good the game is, but it's 100% because of the story.